LeBron Raymone James, /LBRN/ born December 30, 1984, is an American professional basketball player for the Cleveland Cavaliers. Standing at 6 feet 8 in, 2.03 meters, and weighing 250 pounds, 113 kilograms, he has started at the small forward and power forward positions. James has won 2 NBA championships, 4 NBA Most Valuable Player awards, 2 NBA Finals MVP awards, 2 Olympic gold medals, an NBA scoring title, and the NBA Rookie of the Year award. He has also been selected to 10 NBA All-Star teams, 10 All-NBA teams, and 6 All-Defensive teams, and is the Cleveland Cavaliers' all-time leading scorer. James played high school basketball at Vincent St. Mary High School in his hometown of Akron, Ohio, where he was highly promoted in the national media as a future NBA superstar. After graduating, he was selected with the first overall pick in the 2003 NBA draft by the Cavaliers. James led Cleveland to the franchise's first finals appearance in 2007, losing to the San Antonio Spurs in a sweep. In 2010, he left the Cavaliers for the Miami Heat in a highly publicized free agency period. In his first season in Miami, the Heat reached the finals but lost to the Dallas Mavericks. James won his first championship in 2012 when Miami defeated the Oklahoma City Thunder. In 2013, he led the Heat on a 27-game winning streak, the second longest in league history. Miami also won their second consecutive title that year. In 2014, the Heat reached the finals for the fourth consecutive year, eventually losing to the Spurs. During the offseason, James became an unrestricted free agent after opting out of his contract. On July 11, 2014, he announced his intention to rejoin the Cleveland Cavaliers. Off the court, James has accumulated considerable wealth and fame as a result of numerous endorsement deals. His public life has been the subject of much scrutiny and he has been ranked as one of America's most influential and popular athletes. He has been featured in books, documentaries, and television commercials, and has even hosted the Aspire Awards and Saturday Night Live. James was born on December 30, 1984 in Akron, Ohio to a 16-year-old mother, Gloria Marie James, who raised LeBron on her own. Growing up, life was often a struggle for LeBron, who moved from apartment to apartment in the seedier neighborhoods of Akron while Gloria struggled to find steady work. Realizing he would be better off with a more stable family environment, Gloria allowed LeBron to move in with the family of Frank Walker, a local youth football coach, who introduced LeBron to basketball when LeBron was 9 years old. As a youth, James played amateur athletic union, or basketball for the Northeast Ohio Shooting Stars. The team enjoyed success on a local and national level, led by James and his friends Sean Cotton, Drew Joyce III, and Willie McGee. Inseparable, they dubbed themselves the Fab Four and promised each other they would attend high school together. In a move that stirred local controversy, they chose to attend Vincent St. Mary High School, a largely white private school, instead of their local public school. High school career basketball. In his freshman year, James averaged 21 points and 6 rebounds per game for Vincent St. Mary's varsity team. The Fighting Irish finished the year 27-0, winning the Division III state title. In his sophomore year, James averaged 25.2 points and 7.2 rebounds per game, while also contributing 5.8 assists and 3.8 steals per game. For some home games during the season, Vincent St. Mary played at the University of Akron's 5,492-seat capacity Rhodes Arena to satisfy ticket demand from alumni, local fans, and college and NBA scouts who wanted to see James play. The Fighting Irish finished the season 26-1 and repeated as state champions. For his outstanding play, James was named Ohio's Mr. Basketball and was selected to the USA Today All-USA First Team, becoming the first ever sophomore to do either. Prior to the start of James' junior year, he appeared in Slam magazine and was lauded as possibly the best high school basketball player in America right now by writer Ryan Jones. During the season, he He appeared on the cover of Sports Illustrated, becoming the first ever underclass high school basketball player to do so. With averages of 29 points, 8.3 rebounds, 5.7 assists, and 3.3 steals per game, he was again named Ohio's Mr. Basketball and selected to the USA Today All-USA First Team, and became the first ever junior to win the Boys Basketball Gatorade National Player of the Year award. Vincent St. Mary finished the year with a 23-4 record, ending their season with a loss in the Division II championship game. Following the loss, James seriously considered declaring for the 2002 NBA draft, unsuccessfully petitioning for an adjustment to the NBA's draft eligibility rules, which required prospective players to have at least graduated from high school. During this time, James used marijuana to help cope with stress resulting from the constant media attention he was receiving. In his senior year, James and the Fighting Irish traveled around the country to play a number of nationally ranked teams, including a game against Oak Hill Academy that was nationally televised on ESPN2. Time Warner Cable, looking to capitalize on James' popularity, offered Vincent St. Mary's games to subscribers on a pay-per-view basis throughout the season. For the year, James averaged 31.6 points, 9.6 rebounds, 4.6 assists, and 3.4 steals per game, was named Ohio's Mr. Basketball and USA Today All-USA First Team for an unprecedented third consecutive year, and was named Gatorade National Player of the Year for the second consecutive year. He participated in 3 year-end high school basketball All-Star Games, the EA Sports Roundball Classic, the Jordan Capital Classic, and the 2003 McDonald's All-American Game, losing his NCAA eligibility and making it official he would enter the 2003 NBA Draft. According to Ryan Jones, James left high school as the most hyped basketball player ever. During his senior year, James was the centerpiece of several controversies. For his 18th birthday, he accepted a Hummer H2 from his mother, who secured a loan for the vehicle utilizing LeBron's future earning power as a professional athlete. This prompted an investigation by the Ohio High School Athletic Association, OSA, as their guidelines state that no amateur may accept any gift valued over $100 as a reward for athletic performance. Later in the season, James accepted 2 throwback jerseys worth $845 from an urban clothing store in exchange for his posing for pictures, officially violating OSA rules and resulting in him being stripped of his high school sports eligibility. James appealed the ruling and his penalty was eventually dropped to a 2-game suspension, allowing him to play the remainder of the year. The Irish were also forced to forfeit one of their wins, their only official loss that season. In his first game back after the suspension, James scored a career-high 52 points. Football. James played wide receiver for Vincent St. Mary's football team in high school. As a sophomore, he was named first-team All-State, and as a junior, he led the Fighting Irish to the state semi-finals. His football career came to an end before his senior year when he broke his wrist during an all-basketball game. Many sports analysts, football critics, high school coaches, and former and current players have speculated on whether he could have played in the National Football League. James proposed to Savannah Brinson, his high school sweetheart, on December 31, 2011 at a party celebrating New Year's Eve and his 27th birthday. 210, the two were married on September 14, 2013 in San Diego. Together they have 2 sons, LeBron James, Jr. and Bryce Maximus James. They currently reside in Coconut Grove, an affluent Miami neighborhood, where James bought a 3-story mansion overlooking Biscayne Bay for $9 million. James is represented by agent Rich Paul of Clutch Sports. James has numerous endorsement contracts. Some of the companies he does business with are Audemars Piguet, Coca-Cola, Dunkin' Brands, McDonald's, Nike, State Farm, and Samsung. Coming out of high school, he was the target of a 3-way bidding war between Nike, Reebok, and Adidas, eventually signing with Nike for approximately $90 million. His signature shoes have performed well for Nike, and in 2013 he led all NBA players in shoe sales. In 2011, Fenway Sports Group became the sole global marketer of his rights, and as part of the deal, he and his manager Maverick Carter were granted minority stakes in the English Premier League football club Liverpool FC. As a result of James' endorsement money and NBA salary, he has been listed as one of the world's highest-paid athletes. In 2013, he surpassed Kobe Bryant as the highest-paid basketball player in the world with earnings of $56.5 million. In 2014, James realized a profit of more than $30 million as part of Apple's acquisition of Beats Electronics. He had originally struck a deal to get a small stake in the company at its inception in exchange for promoting its headphones. James, with comedian Jimmy Kimmel, co-hosted the Aspire Awards. In other comedic pursuits, he hosted the 33rd season premiere of Saturday Night Live. In 2009, he was featured in the Lionsgate documentary More Than a Game, which chronicled his high school years. He has also tried his hand at acting, appearing in a cameo role on the HBO series Entourage. He is currently producing a Starz sitcom focusing on two people from inner-city Philadelphia who achieve success while their peers continue to struggle. Public image. James has been ranked by Forbes as one of the world's most influential athletes throughout his career. As a member of the Cavaliers, he was adored by local fans, with Sherwin-Williams displaying a giant Nike-produced banner of James on their world headquarters throughout his tenure with the team. Despite their affection for James, Cleveland fans and critics were frequently annoyed when he attended Cleveland Indians games against the New York Yankees dressed in a Yankees hat. Following his actions during the 2010 free agency period and, more specifically, the decision, he was listed as one of the world's most disliked athletes. By 2013, his image had mostly recovered and he was reported by ESPN as the most popular player in the NBA for the second time in his career. He has led the league in jersey sales 6 times. A philanthropist, James is an active supporter of the Boys and Girls Club of America, Children's Defense Fund, and an Exxon. He has also established his own charity foundation called the LeBron James Family Foundation, based out of Akron. Since 2005, the foundation has held an annual bike-a-thon in Akron to raise money for various causes. In March 2008, James became the first black man, and third man overall after Richard Gere and George Clooney, to appear on the cover of Vogue, posing with Gisele Bündchen. Some sports bloggers and columnists considered the cover offensive, describing the demeanor of James and his holding Bündchen as a reference to classic imagery of the movie monster King Kong, a dark savage capturing his light-skinned love interest. James has taken stances on controversial issues throughout his career, mentioning on several occasions a feeling of obligation to effect change using his status. In 2007 he drew criticism when he declined to sign a petition started by his Cavaliers teammate Aaron Newble regarding the Chinese government's alleged involvement in the ongoing conflict in the Darfur region of Sudan, stating that he did not know enough about the issue. A year later, James did talk publicly about the issue, saying, "At the end of the day we're talking about human rights, and people should understand that human rights and people's lives are in jeopardy. We're not talking about contracts here. We're not talking about money. We're talking about people's lives being lost, and that means a lot more to me than some money or a contract." In June 2008, James donated $20,000 to a committee to elect Barack Obama. Later that year, James gathered almost 20,000 people at the Quicken Loans Arena for a viewing of Democratic presidential nominee Barack Obama's 30-minute American Stories, American Solutions television advertisement. It was shown on a large screen above the stage, where Jay-Z later held a free concert. In 2012, James gathered his Heat teammates for a group photo in hooded sweatshirts to bring awareness to the Trayvon Martin case. In 2014, he reacted to alleged racist comments made by Los Angeles Clippers owner Donald Sterling, saying, "There is no room for Donald Sterling in our league. There is no room for him.